Yes, boys, how we all doing? Welcome back to the channel, man. We finally got the man, Diego Maradona Evolution into FC25 Ultimate Team last night. A lot of people in the community still struggling, boys, in terms of what version to take. You know, do you go with the player out wide? Do you go with a more central option? Which play styles do you want to be taking? And just a quick side note, boys, before we start, your boy Footy did try and apply the 5-star weak foot from the objective to the Maradona. EA were having none of it, man. They're on to us, boys. A 5-star Maradona, man, would have been so nice. But, yeah, not to be, unfortunately. And with all that being said, boys, let's jump straight in here, man. With no time to mess about when we got Diego Maradona to go an Evo grind, right? So, yeah, as I say, with your boy Footy over here, I went with the third version, right? So the Diego's Dream 3. Obviously, in terms of that, boys, obviously, I haven't done the 92 version yet. That is going to come today after you boys see this video. Expect a full review on the third option of Maradona, boys, later on this afternoon on the channel, man, for sure. But, yeah, obviously, the version I took, listen, I think for me, the way I play the game, it was one of the better options I could have took out of the three, right? I mean, as I say, get this card fully upgraded, obviously. Obviously, we know it's 5-star, 4-star. But the big thing that stood out to me, boys, was obviously, we move ourselves over to Playstyles here. That finesse is obviously very nice, of course, but the technical, man. The technical. It really, that was what stood out to me massively. Now, I know, and we're going to delve deep into each of these today, because as I say, it's a big decision in which one you choose. Yeah, I think technical with this card, I just think it's going to be a joy to use. The variety in positions, you can use them across, you know, left or right side as well. Obviously, as the wide option, boys, you know, you can play them on either side, you know, on the left or on the right. I like the versatility in that myself. And then, obviously, in terms of the in-games, listen, we know a card like this, right? 90 agility, 94 balance. The big thing a lot of people are saying right now, and I do hear this, and that's why, as I say, there's pros and cons to a lot of these. Stamina on the card is low, right? No matter what version you choose. I think there's a slight buff on the other options, which we're going to get into in a wee second. But there's yeah, generally stamina is like 76, 78, and 79, I think, across the three cards. So, generally speaking, across the three, it's not very good, right? Ideally, you don't want to run a card with that low stamina on the wing. The type of stamina on the card, boys, probably suits the striker, to be fair, and a lot of people are saying that right now. But I do feel you get a lot of value with this option. As I say, the versatility in positions, these play styles, I think, are the best ones for him. Finesse, and then obviously the technical. You play him out wide, you cut in on that, you know, 4-star weak foot into the finesse shot. Lovely stuff on the left foot. Obviously technical. He's just gonna feel so nice on the ball. You know, using the controlled sprint with him, he's going to be quality, man. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that later on in the review, of course, on a different video. But in terms of the roles with them as well, like inside forward, inside forward, inside forward, that's probably where you end up running this card if you choose this option. Inside forward is one of my favorite like go-tos this year from an out wide position. They pretty much take up another forward option in the box. So yeah, for me, for this option, I think it's a very worthwhile one. You have very nice playstyle pluses. All right, over we go to Foot GG, the absolute goats. Always the go-to place for me for getting all this type of information as well, man. Obviously very well laid out as always. All right then, so we've obviously covered Diego's Dream 3, boys. Moving slightly down here, scrolling down. So we've got the Diego Dream 1, right? Now this is obviously the cam version. Now, I think a lot of people, from what I'm seeing in the community, over my Twitter timelines, people, you know, those of you boys watching the channel as well on stream history and stuff, I think this is kind of the go-to one for a lot of people. Obviously, with this version, boys, you're really focusing on Maradona's, like, you're going to be running this guy in the 10, obviously, if you choose this one, and you're really focusing on his playmaking abilities, man. You know, you get a big buff on this one compared to the other ones in terms of his dribbling and his passing stats. You do still get the Finesse Plus on this card alongside the Incisive Pass. Incisive Pass, really nice, and as I say, you're running him in this role, that'll be very nice playstyle plus to have. I think with this one, it is probably the best option. I can see why people are going for it. I mean, this guy as a striker, we're going to get on that in a wee second, and there is pros to running this guy as a striker, because I feel, as I say earlier, like the stamina probably is suited as a striker more so than like a winger, for example, which I chose. But obviously, you always know my reason for choosing the winger option and stuff as well. But yeah, with this version, I do rate it. And I do think it's the most popular, and I do think it's the most popular for a reason. Doesn't mean it's going to be everyone's cup of tea, you know, but I think, yeah, you imagine that card, man, 5-star, 4-star from that cam position, those type of stats, those type of playstyle pluses. Yeah, he's looking nice, man. He is looking very nice, man. Obviously, as I say, the stamina's still not great. That's the big letdown, though, across this whole Evo, is obviously the stamina. But yet again, as you can see, Incisive Pass, Finesse Plus, player roles, boys, Playmaker plus Shadow Striker. Forget the Shadow Striker Classic 10, man. I mean, you know, they might suit the very minority of people, but I'm sure most of you boys watching the video will probably end up going with Playmaker on this guy. It's the go-to when you've got Incisive Pass, 100%. And then obviously in games we know, man, the passing stats, the shooting stats, the dribbling stats are going to be nice. I mean, he's already on Ian agility, boys. You bump a dribbling chem still on there. That'll bump that well over into the 90s, man, and get that balance up as well. So, yeah, he's going to feel great. Move out of this one. We scroll our way down to the final option, obviously, in terms of Diego's Dream 2, which is the striker variation of the card. Obviously, this one does get a little bit of a bump on the pace. Not as much as the one from the one I chose in terms of the wide player one. But, yeah, you can see here, boys, like, as I say, just in terms of base stats, little bit of a boost on the shooting and pace from compared to the cam one, but because this one's the striker one, not the cam one, obviously his passing stat suffers a bit. The dribbling is actually surprisingly the same on both cards. I thought this one might be a bit lower, but it's actually stayed the same. Fair play. Obviously, it again, finesse shot, like everyone's got the finesse, so no matter what version you take, they've always got that finesse plus. Obviously, the power shot's really nice. Like, don't get me wrong, like the power shot is, I just think the power shot has a place, you know? It has its place in this game. People know it's effective. I scraped through too many weekend leagues, boys, with my Evo Marcus Rashford earlier in the year, so trust me, your boy over here knows what the benefits and effectiveness of power shots are, power shot plus is. But with this, compared to some of the other playstyle pluses you can get, I don't think the power shot, I wouldn't rank it highly. Maradona, obviously, you know, 87 shot power is not amazing as well. Like, if you get a guy with a real high shot power as well with the power shot, that's obviously going to make it even more effective. Great card, no doubts. I mean, yet again, stats are looking solid on him. Yeah, with this guy, I just feel like, yeah, it's probably the worst of the options. I get why some of you boys might take it, because you might need a striker for your team. Maradona down the middle just sounds like a good move. You know, just playing him down as a striker, getting the goals. His stats are crazy. You know, just have fun with the card. Utilize that power shot. Utilize that finesse. Those two play styles, you can't argue with it. For playing with a striker, having power shot plus and finesse plus, like, you don't need much more. You don't need much more. I 100% hear that, but I think we got to consider the card we're using here as well, Maradona. And the type of card he is, I think having him in behind a striker is probably the go-to move, boys. Quick glance at the rolls then, boys. Advanced 4++, Poacher++, False 9++, and then a plus on this Playmaker and Target Forward. For me on this card, probably rocking him as a Poacher. If you do go and try the... if you do get this version, boys, you could try the False 9. You know, maybe if you're watching this review right now and you're saying, Jack, I went and put the, I did the Evo on this version, kind of wish I did the cam version. Well, all might not be lost, you know? You miss out on the certain playstyle pluses, you miss out on some boosts, on stats and stuff. But, you know, in terms of the card you've got, maybe, you know, play him in that False 9 Plus, see what he's like for you. False 9 Plus has not been a player role I've liked a lot this year. I'll be honest, my go-to is either the Poacher or Advanced Forward. I think that's the case for a lot of people. But you never know, boys. Try the False 9 especially if you're someone that maybe regrets not taking the cam version, you know? And obviously note as well, boys, like across these three versions, no matter which one you end up choosing and, you know, going and completing the Evo on, like, they all do share a couple of the same kind of regular playstyles as well, like the Quick Step, like the Relentless, etc. So, you know, the First Touch as well. So yeah, it's nice the fact that they've all got those, no matter which version you choose. I mean, just scrolling back up to my version here as well. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, mine's got the Trivela as well, which listen, we know Trivela's not as effective as it has been maybe, say, for example, last year. I know it kind of, Trivela kind of sucks this year, to put it mildly, but I do believe, because I'm obviously using this guy at wide, it gives me something else in the arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It gives me something else with this card. Obviously, combine, you know, all the other playstyles we've got, yes. You know, First Touch, Quick Step, all the ones you want to have in the regulars. But in terms of Trivela, it just gives me something else that, you know, I like that from it. Even though it might not be the strongest in game, I feel like I can score some nice goals with this guy, man. And it just adds that little extra element to the card, because I don't believe the other two have that, do they? I don't think, yeah, this doesn't have Trivela. This has Ping Pass, I believe. And then the other one over here has the, yeah, this one has Fleur, I think. Or, yeah, Fleur, I believe. Or Dead Ball, actually, it might be. But yeah, so, I don't know. It depends which one of those as well you want as an extra playstyle. Because, as I say, most of them across the three versions are pretty similar. You know, your traditional ones, your Relentless, your Quick Step, First Touch Plus, etc. But yeah, boys, as I say, I hope this video has been helpful. Your boy's got to get back on that grind, because we've got to go and do the 92 now on the winger version that your boy Footy's chosen, and we'll have that review up for you legends in a couple of hours after this video. But it's got to be said, man, 500k? EA have got us, man, exactly where they want us, don't they? I mean, they know, right, that 99% of the community is not going to pay 500,000 coins for this. It's just not, it's not a fair deal. But the reason they put it that high is obviously to force you to the other option. You don't have to pay 500k, you can pay 1,000 points instead. So yet again, it's forcing those FIFA point transactions from people. But I guess it's smart marketing. You know, you gotta give them that. As I say, boys, a couple of hours. Make sure you get notifications on. Subscribe if you're new. The support on the channel recently has been absolutely phenomenal, man. I cannot thank you boys enough. If you're watching this, you're a newcomer to the channel. I'm Jack or Footy. Great to meet you. And hopefully you boys will stick by the channel and enjoy the content with us, man. As I say, we're live usually 3 to 4 times a week. And obviously we have a whole variety of content, man. From player reviews to videos like this to pack openings. Loads of different things, man. Person towards 7.2k, boys. It would be great if you could join us. Drop a comment down below, of course. Let your boy Footy know who you chose from this Evo, man. Which option did you choose? Diego's Dream 1, 2, or 3. And of course, don't forget to smash that like. It will help push the video out further to more and more new people, boys. Yeah, I'm off to grind this Evo, man. The 92 version. It'll be up as a review later on for you legends. It's obviously the winger version that I went with. And yeah, until then, boys. Peace out.